JJK fans are about to get mad from this list, bro. The most overrated characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. In the thumbnail, there was Kashimo, Toji, and of course Modulo Yuji, the freaking narrative merchant, man. Like, Modulo Yuji doesn't even have any real feats. Now, I'm sure he is probably pretty strong, maybe stronger than Gojo, Sukuna, whatever, but it's just like, he's still a narrative merchant, like Dragon from One Piece. Video by Swordsman Reviews, but, bro, putting Kashimo in the thumbnail is a little bit mean. But I'll be honest, he was the strongest in an era of farmers. And also, Kashimo doesn't even have I don't think Kashimo has RCT, nor does he even have a freaking domain expansion. So cooked.
JJK has some of the most entertaining cast of characters in shonen. They're just really cool, and this causes a lot of them to get overrated. So I made a list of the most overrated characters in JJK. So like, sub, all that good stuff, and let's get to the video. Now before we get started, I just gotta say, I do not hate any characters I mention here. I'm just saying what I see based on the discourse around them. Is that clear? Alright, let's get it. The first character we got today is Toji. Now I'm not saying Toji isn't strong.
Yeah, the Toji being in the thumbnail is a little bit weird. I mean, I have heard like the little slander memes like, oh, Toji being like, oh, Maki, lend me your feats and stuff. And it's like hilarious. But I mean, yeah, Toji's pretty strong. He's not really, he might be somewhat overrated. Like maybe he would lose to Jogo or something. I don't know.
But the amount of glaze I've seen of this character is just insane. Fans will real life tell you that he's on Gojo's level, and the only reason he lost is cause he was rusty. And his fans will try—
No, even when Gojo was a teenager, Toji literally admitted that he had to wear down the Six Eyes user, and he couldn't fight Gojo directly, right? He literally had to weaken a teenage Gojo who wasn't even awakened. Toji's actually such a bum when you really think about it, bro. He couldn't even beat a pre-awakened teen Gojo. And that teen Gojo was weak as hell. Like, let's be for real, bro. That just goes to show how weak Toji was.
and convince you that the narrative supports Gojo and Toji being equals, because now you said something about Toji understanding Gojo one time, but they will completely ignore the literal narrator outright stating that Maki and Toji are equal in the culling.
It's so stupid. And again, yeah, this is literally in the frickin' culling games that the narrator states Maki and Toji are equal. Maki only got stronger after this, right? Shinjuku, literally Shinjuku Showdown, right? Putting up feats against Sukuna. Shinjuku Maki is stronger than Toji and probably high diffs Toji. Toji having experience or being male is not going to give him some physical boost. Maki is stronger. Because remember, Maki literally at first was losing against Cursed Spirit Naoya. And then she speed blitzes him, right? Naoya was moving at Mach 3 speeds, and Maki pretty much still speed blitzes that Cursed Naoya. So she is massively faster than Toji. It's not even close.
Games, and that same Maki after a whole month gets speed blitzed by Sukuna. Mind you, she can dodge Naoya's top speed.
Yup, which Toji can't do any of this, because remember, Culling Game Maki was stated by the narrator to be equal to Toji, and then she got blitzed by Cursed Spirit Naoya, and then finally after like training or whatever, or after understanding the way of the world and unlocking precognition, only then she was able to speed blitz Cursed Spirit Naoya, meaning she still got stronger even after that heavenly restriction equal to Toji stuff. So she scales way above Toji. It's not close.
Sukuna's world cutting slash, but cannot dodge Sukuna himself.
If you think Toji's stronger than Maki, you're dead ass just like Naoya. Like, you're misogynistic or something, bro. Come on.
And this is where his fans start to get sexist. If you are in any way—
like, the only real argument you can make with Toji being stronger than Maki, it's not even him being male and having a stronger physique or whatever. It's really just him having that little worm Cursed Spirit tool that gives him access to like a diverse array of weapons of cursed tools.
shape or form, a JJK fan, you must have seen a—
pretty sure all Maki has is like the soul split katana.
Toji fans say Maki and Toji cannot be equal because Maki is a girl, or Toji has the slight edge because he's a man, and biology and all that stuff.
Bro, that's like, bro, it's so stupid because that's like saying what that a normal JJK civilian who's a man would be stronger than Maki because he's male. Like it's just a dumb argument. This is literally an anime.
Bro, this is a fictional story where the narrator
Like what are we talking about? Dead ass. It's a fictional story.
states that they're equal. The only reasonable thing to bring up would be experience, but then again, who is
Here's the thing. If the narrator said that Shinjuku Maki was equal to Toji, then sure, maybe you could give the edge to Toji due to him being male and having, the worm curse spirit that gives him more cursed tools. But like, no, it was stated in the Culling Games arc, and then we still have a Shinjuku Maki who's just massively stronger than Culling Game Maki.
Toji fought? Maki's out here boxing Sukuna twice.
Toji never even boxed up against Sukuna, bro. Like, what are we talking about? What is Toji doing this to Sukuna? What the frick? Toji would get like mid-diffed by Cursed Spirit Nalia, man.
Toji couldn't even fly against Gojo, by the way. He needed a chain of 1,000 miles to reach him. But these guys would turn around and steal every single Maki feat because
Toji's actually such a bum when you really think about it. But let me chill. I'm not even trying to slander him. Like, he is strong. He beat up Dagon and stuff. But like, Maki is stronger than Toji. It's not even debatable, man.
they're stated as equal and then deny
You guys just gotta read.
that they're equal. I don't understand. He's top tier, but wherever you rank Maki is where you should rank Toji as well. Moving on to our second.
No, bro, that's not even true though. Like, you could rank like Toji maybe 3 spots behind Maki, but no, like Maki is actually quite a bit stronger than Toji.
Most overrated character.
Culling Game Maki is equal to Toji. That is 100% true. It was stated by the author in the narrative. And we can also say that Shinjuku Maki is stronger than Culling Game Maki for obvious reasons, right? Hence meaning Shinjuku Maki is stronger than both Culling Games Maki and Toji.
And that is Kashimo Hajime.
Now, bro, Kashimo had so much hype, but yeah, he got one shot by Sukuna World Cutting Slash. It was cooked, bro. And then he didn't even have a domain expansion, and he literally dies when he uses his curse technique, bro. I'm actually sad about Kashimo because I really wanted him to be like strong, to be cool, but it was cooked from the start, man.
Now, just like Toji, he's really strong. But
I remember when people were saying he was the 3rd strongest in JJK, saying he was stronger than Kenjaku and Yuta. Oh, hell no.
Kashimo fans talk like he's on the level of Gojo.
I don't even know if I can put Kashimo above like Yuki or heck, even Yorozu. What we know for sure is Kenjaku and Yuta are stronger than Kashimo. So Kashimo is either top 5 or like top 7. It really just depends. Do you think that Kashimo is stronger than Yuki and Yorozu? Or do you think he's weaker than them since he doesn't have a domain expansion and they do?
And Sukuna. Like Sukuna didn't bother.
It's kind of weird because for me, I feel like I would say Kashimo with MBA at least, or even maybe just a base Kashimo could defeat Yuki, but I still feel like base Kashimo couldn't defeat Yorozu. Yorozu just has the bug armor that makes her super tanky. Yorozu's domain expansion literally has that lethal sure hit, infinite pressure. Yeah, it's just not even close. Like a perfect sphere, right? I think Kashimo in base loses to Yorozu, but could potentially beat Yuki. And NBA Kashimo, Mythical Beast Amber, right? He could probably beat both of them.
The fuck out of Kashimo. Oh, but Sukuna took him more seriously than anybody else. That statement isn't supported by anything. In fact, the narrator goes against it and gives this statement to
But what piqued Sukuna's interest the most was the one who had forsaken Jujutsu, Maki Zen. Bro, this is literally just more glaze for Maki. Okay, her heavenly restriction. I mean, Sukuna might have said the same thing about Toji, to be honest, just since Toji does also have heavenly restriction, but I'm just saying, this is literally more of a Maki upscale Maki glaze.
Maki. Oh, but the narrative puts him on the same level as the strongest. Yeah, but only in the weakest era.
Yeah, literally. In an era of farmers, Kashimo is the strongest.
He didn't even fight Ryu. He ducked Ryu. Mind you, Kashimo had never lost a fight at this.
I mean, I think I forgot about that. What, Kashimo ducked Ryu? I mean, Ryu isn't anywhere near Kashimo, though, really. I don't think so. I don't think Kashimo was scared at the very least. Ryu isn't doing anything to him.
point. Everyone was like fighting Panda to him, and that's the reason he was lonely. Nobody could give him competition.
I think the only thing Ryu has over Kashimo is, well, obviously, oh wait, Kashimo doesn't have a domain expansion. Ryu actually might unironically be able to beat base Kashimo because the dude just doesn't have a domain expansion. How is he the strongest of his era with no domain? Akutami, what are you doing, bro?
But of course, he reincarnates to this era and loses to Hikari. And Kashimo fans
But again, stats wise, the only thing Ryu has over Kashimo is probably strength and durability since he was boxing with Rika, and Jane Juliet just seems to have high durability and strength. He also tanked a cleave from Sukuna. But yeah, Kashimo takes the speed category, and ultimately, base Kashimo could maybe beat Ryu.
has managed to rewrite history and make most of the JJK fanbase think Kashimo was bodying Hikari for some reason. But if you actually read that fight,
It's actually so sad. Strongest of an era, no RCT, no domain expansion.
Akbar Hikari was giving Kashimo the belt to ass, bro. Yeah.
Bro can't even use his curse technique without dying. Like, come on, bro.
Yes, Kashimo got some lethal hits in, but that's why it wasn't a one-sided fight. And his curse technique is so funny because it actually just ends him. NBA Kashimo is almost impossible to scale because he only fights Sukuna and gets bodied. So from what I've seen,
Yeah, the issue with NBA Kashimo, I didn't like read the manga heavily, but I don't even think he has any real feats. And if he's still getting like speed blitz by Sukuna in NBA form, then I mean, that's kind of cooked, bro. Like, they're literally calling him the god of lightning. So he should be like super fast, bro. Like, lightning is fast.
he's definitely stronger than his normal self, but that doesn't put him tiers above Hakari, Yuta, the heavy hitters. He's still roughly on that level. Kashimo does
I would put, I mean, base Kashimo, honestly, probably maybe loses to Hikari, Hikari with Jackpot, but NBA Kashimo should be above Hikari. It just feels right, bro. Now Maki, Yuji, and Yuta as heavy hitters, that's debatable.
doesn't have a domain, doesn't have RCT.
Facts. I don't even care that he doesn't have reverse curse technique, but why does Kashimo not have a domain expansion? It doesn't make sense. Where's his domain expansion, Akutami?
And his curse technique is a one-time use.
Can't even use his own curse technique without dying.
And you know what's funny? If he had RCT, he wouldn't die from using his curse technique.
Bro, that just makes it all the more pitiful and hilarious, bro. This is so stupid, bro. Akutami tricked us, bro. Like, the narrative was literally leading towards Kashimo being the third strongest in JJK, being stronger than Kenjaku and Yuta, but ultimately he was basically just Megumi. He was potential, man.
He would just heal, kinda like Dabura using light speed movement. And have I mentioned that he can only use it once? It's a bit like,
What does Kashimo even actually have? Wait, like screw the narrative, but like what does he actually even have to say that he's above Yuki or Yorozu? All I could argue is maybe he would speed blitz them, which I don't even know is actually true. Like, I'm not a huge power scaler, but he does have lightning based attacks, right? His lightning cursed energy kind of has a weird sure hit effect to it.
Yuki's black hole, their final trump card. Well, Kashimo's like,
But realistically, it's like, wouldn't Kashimo have to be like 5 to 10 times faster than Yuki and Yorozu to even blitz them or something like that?
billion times weaker than a black hole, obviously. Speaking of, that brings us to our third character on this list, and that is Yuki Tsukumo. Her case is funny because it all
Okay, wait. I mean, Yuki isn't she's not overrated. It's just kind of stupid because she had to literally go up against the third or fourth strongest in the verse, Kenjaku. I know some people like to put Yuta above Kenjaku, which is fine. So wherever you want to put him, it's fine.
comes from one panel, and the one where she punched.
It's so weird because Kenjaku used to be like the official third strongest in JJK. Like, everybody agreed on that because he had an open barrierless domain, but ever since like the manga ended, I guess people kind of realized in hindsight that Yuta would beat Kenjaku, or that Yuta overall is stronger than Kenjaku, I guess.
Punches Kenjaku's guard off, and I understand. Her curse technique is really broken, it's mass. But that one panel has Yuki.
The issue here is like, yeah, I think Akutami had to nerf Yuki's power because here's the thing. She can literally imbue infinite mass into her body and it won't slow her down. So there's no like downside. But Kenjaku was still able to survive and tank some punches from Yuki. This is the issue. So even if Yuki was able to use her domain expansion, it's like, could she really still even kill Kenjaku? I mean, I guess there would be the sure hit effect. So I guess technically, yeah, just spam a bunch of mass infused punches and strikes. But it's like, I just don't know because like this should have literally taken off like Kenjaku's head. Like this should have one shot him since her power is literally infinite mass. It's just kind of stupid. I guess Akutami had to nerf her.
Fans thinking she can just punch through the guard and heads of anyone. She lands a hit on Gojo is GG. Sukuna, Yuta, Ryu.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in theory, it should be that way, but due to the actual show, Akutami literally heavy nerfed Yuki's power. So it's actually not even a one shot.
Literally anybody, they're done.
Yeah, screw it. Yorozu's stronger than Yuki at this point. Like, come on, man. At least her domain expansion, because Yorozu's domain expansion is a perfect sphere which has infinite pressure points, meaning the moment that ball touches you, you literally die. Like you get erased from existence.
In one shot, Yuki wins. Even though she couldn't do exactly that against Kenjaku after she landed her
Yeah, literally, she landed a strike on Kenjaku. Kenjaku was still alive. What are we talking about?
hit. Kenjaku's head not flying off proves that reinforcement is enough to defend yourself from Yuki's punches. And the worst thing for this agenda is the narrator calling.
I mean, maybe if we actually got to see what Yuki's domain expansion does, maybe she would be stronger, but again, that's another potential debate. We haven't seen what Yuki's domain expansion even does. Like, I remember thinking about it in the past, Yuki versus Yorozu, and I used to lean towards Yuki's favor, but at this point, I'm starting to think Yorozu would maybe high diff Yuki if they both just went all out against each other. And maybe Yorozu would have better domain refinement since she's from the Heian era, but at the same time, Yuki is a special grade. Who knows?
Yuta, the second strongest of the modern era. In Yuki's era, Yuta is only behind Satoru Gojo, and that was Sendai Yuta. Sure, you could say it's only unusual abilities, but unusual abilities is just jujutsu. It's basically saying the same thing. Yuta
Yeah, pretty much. Unusual abilities, like a lot of people like to overthink that specific point, but it's just jujutsu, yeah.
is the second strongest jujutsu sorcerer behind Satoru Gojo. There is nothing there. And some of them will try to bring up the black hole like, we already know this doesn't count.
The issue with the black hole is like you literally have to self-sacrifice for it. It's the same as Kashimo's mythical beast Amber curse technique.
Because it ends the fight for her and whoever she's fighting, so it doesn't matter. And now the fourth is Mahito. And Mahito is truly...
Bro, there's so many times in JJK where people try to sacrifice themselves just because they can't really beat their opponents. Yuki's black hole against Kenjaku, Kashimo using his curse technique against Sukuna, even Megumi summoning Maharaga against Haruta, that weakling, bro.
Carried by his curse technique. Idol Transfiguration is still broken. It's one of the strongest curse techniques in
Yeah, Idol Transfiguration is insanely broken.
the entire series, but Mahito himself is weak in the grand scheme of things.
Honestly, I feel like Idol Transfiguration might even be better than 10 Shadows. Like, sure, Maharaga can adapt to anything. Okay, let me not overrate it. Nah, Maharaga being able to adapt to anything is actually crazy. But Idol Transfiguration is still a crazy curse technique.
Fans will tell you anyone he touches, no matter how strong.
Bro, why? I never understood this, bro. Mahito's such a funny villain. Why would he try and attack Yuji in this way?
They are, is done. He couldn't even one-shot Nanami, and he said it himself.
Oh, wait. Okay. Idol Transfiguration is still overpowered, but yeah, the truth is Akutami nerfs so many curse techniques because, like, Nanami, yeah, he's just only a grade 1 and still Mahito couldn't one-shot him because Nanami subconsciously protected his soul with cursed energy. So imagine what Gojo or Sukuna could do. It actually makes Mojito look so weak when you think about it.
Sorcerers subconsciously protect their souls.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Nanami's reinforcement isn't even that good
Okay, this is facts. Nanami's reinforcement is not that good, and again, he's literally a grade 1. This isn't even like we're talking about like a special grade like Yuta, Kotsu, Gojo, uh, Yuki, Sukuna, whatever, Kashimo.
compared to like special grades. Mahito isn't one-shotting the top of the verse, let's be real. He was
Yeah, I, it's kind of weird because in a weird way, I kind of like this because it does mean that Mahito can't just, one shot, yeah, the literal top of the verse, but it makes Idol Transfiguration feel a lot weaker.
struggling against Shibuya Yuji, and fans think he loved this Jogo. Do we really think Jogo would
Wait, what? People think Mahito Lotus Jogo?
Shibuya Yuji isn't one-shotting the top of the verse, let's be real. He was struggling against Shibuya Yuji.
Honestly, in this fight, okay, maybe he was struggling a little, but low key, Mahito was kind of beating up Yuji here. Like honestly, in his instant spirit body of distorted killing form.
And fans think he loved this Jogo.
No, here's the thing. I mean, instant spirit body of distorted killing Mahito versus Jogo. I think Mahito still has a pretty good chance at winning, but for Mahito, it would be like extreme diff. I do think Mahito has better domain refinement than Jogo, and here's why. Let me explain. Mahito was able to copy Gojo Satoru and pull off a 0.2-second domain expansion. Sure, Jogo is old, he has a bunch of experience, his domain seems cool, but in terms of refinement feats, it doesn't seem like Jogo would win against Mahito. Again, Mahito did a 0.2-second domain expansion. It's just based on that alone, it's just seeming like Mahito would take that category, but it's really up to you. It's debatable. But in terms of durability, we have to remember that the author Akutami literally stated that Jogo is less durable than Hanami, and that five of Yuji and Toto's black flashes or whatever would have exercised Jogo immediately. So that's one of the main issues. I think Mahito's strength could honestly hurt Jogo a lot since Jogo just has low durability. And again, Mahito was boxing with a Shibuya Yuji who's, pretty tough. Had some black flashes and stuff. It just seems like Mahito would win. The only category I think Jogo would really have over Mahito is potentially speed. And I don't even know if that's true. But yeah, the only thing Jogo could potentially take is speed. So maybe Mahito wouldn't be able to land hits on him. Who knows? But for me, I would say Mahito wins extreme diff with his instant spirit body of distorted killing, just due to Jogo not having enough durability and having worse domain refinement feats. We've never seen Jogo pull off a 0.2-second domain expansion.
Do we really think Jogo would struggle as much as Mahito did against Shibuya Yuji? I don't think so. Is that a hot?
It's kind of weird. It's actually really kind of weird because it's like, even though I sort of agree with this is me subconsciously saying that I do think Jogo's stronger than, well, Mahito or even an instant spirit body of distorted killing Mahito. I think Jogo just has a lot of hype, but like, I mean, what could Jogo do to Yuji? Let's see. Jogo might be faster than Yuji, and yeah, he could probably land one of these or whatever. I, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a power skiller. I actually don't know.
I don't think so. But all that's to say that
Well, here's the thing, right? Jogo has less durability than Hanami. Jogo would have been exercised by like 5 of Yuji's black flashes. And based on that alone, would Jogo even really... Yeah, actually Jogo would win due to his domain expansion. I don't know. Jogo would win against Shibuya Yuji because Jogo's domain expansion, pretty broken, yeah.
Mahito isn't touching any top tiers. Come on now. I see some people.
But what I'll say is Jogo's maximum meteor actually wouldn't be able to land on Yuji because Sukuna literally made Kusakabe and Panda dodge it at the last second. So the meteor is extremely slow. But the truth is Jogo's main win con against Shibuya Yuji is, yeah, his domain expansion.
Would do Mahito versus Yuta into.
The only reason Mahito actually was even cooked against Yuji is Sukuna kept protecting him, actually. I'm so stupid, bro. Literally, Sukuna kept protecting Yuji. Mahito could not use his domain on Yuji, and that was the issue. So honestly, the only reason Jogo actually wouldn't struggle against Yuji as much as Mahito did would simply be because Sukuna wouldn't interfere, right? Jogo's domain does not target the soul. But truthfully, I think overall, yes, instant spirit body of distorted killing Mahito is stronger than Jogo. I'll stand on that. 0.2 second domain expansion, so better domain refinement. And then furthermore, Mahito has extreme durability. Like instant spirit body of distorted killing's durability is insane. What is Jogo really gonna be able to do to put down Mahito? He's dodging. Let's just simulate it like this. Jogo's not winning the domain clash. Jogo's not landing maximum meteor because it's super slow. And then he has like his stupid mosquitoes that explode, and he can spawn volcanoes, and he can also burn people on touch. But those last three, what you think Mahito's gonna die to Jogo's stupid exploding mosquitoes, or him spawning the small volcano thingy like he did against his fight with Gojo, or him just touching Mahito and trying to use the fire? Like I don't see it. Mahito's stronger.
2026. Like RCT isn't anti-curse spirits. What are we doing, bro? And that brings us to our fifth and final character for this video, and that is Modulo Yuji. His
Yes.
case is very different from the rest because he's actually up there with Gojo and Sukuna, you know.
Okay, truthfully, yeah, he's up there. He is a calamity, but like again, it's kind of, bro, headcanon calamity mentioned Yuta Kotsu. Honestly, Prime Yuta is probably up here because apparently there was like a lot of cursed energy stored in his ring and whatever. But yeah, a lot of people don't think adult Yuta should actually even belong in the list. It's kind of sad.
A calamity grade or whatever the kids call it these days. So Swordsman, if he's up there, how is he overrated? And oh boy, if you see the amount of nonsense that gets said about Yuji in Modulo, you would
The thing is, Modulo, Yuji, and Yuta are both kind of like narrative merchants. There's no real feats.
lose faith in this fandom. Just the other day, I saw a poll with Yuji, Ichigo, Naruto, Asta, and it was who is the strongest here. And
And Modulo Yuji won. Oh my god.
Modulo Yuji won that poll by like 50%.
JJK fan base is so cooked, bro.
And I don't know if it's satire. I don't know if they're really serious about this. But I'm convinced it was ever since the leak culture of JJK came back and the brain rot started to fester in the community again. Everyone stopped reading the manga and just checking.
Bro, I literally remember seeing this on YouTube one day. We can't effing read, bro.
For hype edits and spoiler videos, we saw a huge rise of misconceptions all over again, and that's where we get this Modulo Yuji versus both Gojo and Sukuna at once. None of these guys actually read the manga, because in the manga itself, in Modulo, Yuji doesn't do anything crazy like beyond Gojo and Sukuna. And don't get me wrong, I agree that he has surpassed Gojo and maybe Sukuna by now. I mean, it would make sense to me, but his actual feats in the story, what, he beats Mahito and a bunch
Yeah, I'll say he surpassed Sukuna. Gojo still has like a lot of hacks, but sure, if you want to put Modulo Yuji above Gojo, I'm fine with it.
of grade 2, 3 curse spirits. How does that mean he suddenly solos the entire JJK verse? I don't understand. Most fans like to bring up the explosions from his dismantle,
Yeah, people are bringing this up, glazing it a lot.
but dismantles don't explode. That's just cursed spirits releasing smoke after it's been exorcised. There were like thousands of cursed spirits. Of course, it's gonna be that big. And the second quote-unquote explosion is Rika. So if you're gonna use this feat, just know you're also talking about a weaker version of Rika than the one Yuta had. No, it wasn't Dabura. He only used the domain expansion, not some explosive attack. And no, Rika didn't use all of Yuta's cursed energy. She only specified
Dabura is the true potential man of Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Honestly, he's such a fast learner like Higuruma. He unlocked domain expansion in like 3 days or whatever.
some power behind it. Plus, cursed energy output is a thing and would make that impossible. You can't just use all your cursed energy in one attack. I mean, get this. We have Dabura running at sub-light speed, something that is confirmed to be the fastest anyone has ever gone in JJK. This includes Yuji, by the way, but fans will tell you that Yuji is faster.
Yeah, that's really stupid because, yeah, that literally confirms that Well, Dabra is the fastest character in JJK. Like if this was like a power scaling YouTube short, Dabra would take the travel speed category. Maybe not. He would probably take combat speed too.
Then Dabura. I think Yuji beats Dabura, but that's besides the point. They talk about modulo Yuji like he's Goku or something. There's the same way they used to glaze Gojo back in the day, but I digress. And so that brings us to the end of this video.
Well, Gojo was the most glazed JJK character in history, and Yuji is the most glazed of today, I guess.
I would have included Gojo in here, but I think the pendulum has started.
Well, Gojo isn't actually overrated, he's just overglazed. Like, the only way you can overrate Gojo is maybe by saying he's stronger than Sukuna, even though we lost against him. Now, I personally actually do think Gojo was overall stronger. I do think Sukuna had to rely on Maharaga, but if you want to say Sukuna's stronger than Gojo because he ultimately won, I'm not gonna get mad at it.
To swing towards him being underrated even. So tell me in the comments, do you agree or disagree with?
Honestly, I agree on Kashimo, which makes me sad because I really thought Kashimo was going to be a super strong character. I agree on Kashimo. Heavily agree on Modulo Yuji. He is a narrative merchant. It's like Yuji is actually strong and he's up there with Sukuna and Gojo and Dabura, but like he's just too overrated. Like I remember seeing literally people asking who would win between Modulo Yuji and Deku from My Hero Academia, right? Like Final War of Deku, and Modulo Yuji is somehow still winning. Like that's so dumb. Mahito isn't really overrated. It's just that Idol Transfiguration is a little bit weak. Like right, like Mahito has a really strong curse technique, but he couldn't even one shot Nanami, which actually does kind of take away a lot of credibility from Idol Transfiguration because it's not just this random one shot tool. Yuki is slightly overrated because again she also couldn't even one shot Kenjaku with infinite mass. Um Toji Toji's slightly overrated. Only the people who are really saying he's stronger than Maki is the issue. The most overrated on the list though is definitely Modulo Yuji and Kashimo for sure. Yuki is slightly overrated. Mahito slightly overrated. Toji just overglazed. He's not stronger than Shinjuku Maki. If you want to say he's stronger than Culling Games Maki, sure, but he's not defeating Shinjuku Maki.